Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mr. Flipwagon YouTube channel. I'm Mr. Flipwagon, but you can call me Mel. Today we are taking a look at the Commonwealth or Indian Tier 6 light cruiser, the Mysore, otherwise known as the Mysore. The Mysore was a Crown Colony class or Fiji-Class light cruiser, ordered in late 1937 and built by the Vickers Armstrong Company. It was launched in 1939 and got commissioned in 1940. The Mysore originally served under the name of HMS Nigeria under its service in Britain. HMS Nigeria originally served mostly in British home waters and near Scandinavia, taking part in various escorts and evacuations. She would also take part in intercepting the German weather ship Lauenburg, where many important codebooks and even parts of the Enigma machine were found. Later in the war, she would see service and operate in the Mediterranean. During an escort, serving as a flagship, the Nigeria would get torpedoed and damaged by an Italian submarine, being forced to divert and getting sent with 3 destroyer escorts to Gibraltar for repairs. After her service in the Mediterranean, she would still see action around the South African coast and would be assigned to the Eastern Fleet or the East Indies Fleet, where she would, for instance, participate in the raids of Sumatra. During 1955 to 1956, she would be refitted, with the most notable changes being modernization of the AA armament or anti-aircraft armament, the X-turret being removed, the torpedo tubes being removed, and electrical and display and various other technical improvements being added. The Indian Navy would purchase the HMS Nigeria in 1957 and would rename it the INS Mysore, named after the former state of Mysore in India. I believe the state's name was changed, but there is still a city named Mysore, just so you know. The Mysore would mostly be used as a training vessel, and in 1959, during a nighttime training exercise, the Mysore would accidentally ram into the destroyer HMS Hogue, causing extensive damage to its bow and basically ending the destroyer's service. And there were also, I believe there are 2 other incidents of the Mysore ramming other ships, but the Hogue is the most notable, I believe. I didn't find too many good sources about that, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, sounds like a bit of an unlucky ship. The Mysore would also serve as a flagship in the Western Fleet of the Indian Navy in 1971, and in 1985 the Mysore would be decommissioned and sold for scrap. In World of Warships, we get to see the Mysore in all her post-refit glory, and you can also choose to fly the wonderful Indian Navy flag. If you purchase the Mysore in a large bundle, you could get a nice commemorative flag with the Indian tricolour in the back and the Mysore's insignia in the center of it. My commander build and equipment is on the screen. I sadly only have a 13-point commander, but if I had the extra points, I would probably get radio location or top grade gunner. In equipment, I have main armament modification 1, damage control system modification 1, aiming system modification 1, and steering gears modification 1. Although if you have the coal lying around, then I would highly recommend using the coal to get the hydroacoustic surge modification 1 and smoke generator modification 1, just so you know. Anyway, let's take a look at the stats now. I will compare the Mysore to the other Tier 6 Commonwealth cruiser, the Perth. First off, for health. The Mysore has more health with 30,600, which is around 3,000 more health than the Perth, which only has around 27,900. Both are light cruisers, thus have very poor armor, and they like to explode easily. The Mysore especially has a massive citadel compared to the Perth, which makes it extra prone to getting blapped. In terms of concealment, the Perth is more stealthy, although not by much, around 900 meters better. As for mobility, the Perth is once again better, boasting a base speed of 32.5 knots, which is a tad better than the Mysore's 31.5 knots. The Mysore has a rudder shift of 11.2 seconds, while the Perth has a rudder shift of 9.92 seconds. As for AA defense, both have a maximum range of 5.8 kilometers. The Perth boasts a better long-ranged AA, 4 short-ranged AA, and no medium-ranged AA to speak of, while the Mysore has a little worse long-ranged AA, good medium-ranged AA, but no short-ranged AA. In my opinion, I would say that the Mysore's AA is better, but it won't save your life. With tier 6 aircraft carriers, you may be able to shoot some aircraft down here and there, but if you encounter tier 8 aircraft, you better start praying. Lastly, but most importantly, the main battery guns. And this is an interesting case. Mysore boasts 3x 352mm main battery guns, while the Perth boasts 4x2 152mm main battery guns. The Perth can use either HE or AP, while the Mysore is only stuck with AP rounds. Mysore has a better main battery range in contrast to Perth, with 14 km base range compared to the Perth's 12.81 km base range. What Perth does have though is a better reload of 7.5 seconds, which feels amazing compared to the Mysore's rather slow 10.7. While Mysore has a better AP DPM than Perth's HE DPM, the Perth does still have better AP DPM than Mysore, albeit with worse fuse times and ricochet angles. Mysore also has a better shell mass and shell velocity than Perth. Mysore carries 3 charges of the signature Commonwealth crawling smoke that runs for 90 seconds and has a cooldown of 160 seconds. It also carries 4 km short-ranged hydro and a repair party which heals 153 HP per second for 28 seconds. Of course, these can probably be increased using various signal flags, camos and modifications. In short, the Mysore is a unique cruiser which specializes in shooting at other cruisers and destroyers. While playing this ship, you have to take advantage of its concealment, mobility and smoke. The Mysore's greatest downsides are the long reload, the weak armor and not having torpedoes. As for now, you can purchase the Mysore in the premium shop for around 19 euros, or if you want to use the balloons, you can get it for 5,800. In my opinion, the Mysore feels very limited as a ship. For her to perform well, she would need to be top tier or in a full tier 6 battle with as few battleships as possible, and sadly that kind of situation is very rare. She struggles when bottom tier, mostly because the only way to deal damage is to use your AP. You don't have torpedoes, you don't have HE, and this AP just kinda does not penetrate a lot. Even if it's the same AP as you play with on the tier 7 Fiji, the Fiji still has that one extra turret with the 3 guns, and it just has a way better reload, letting it of course pump out more damage, compensating for the shells that don't penetrate or hit. There will be many times where you try shooting battleships for all your shells to ricochet or shatter and where you have absolutely no other solutions or tricks up your sleeve. In my opinion, this ship is quite underpowered, and I can understand why many people passed on buying this ship. You can probably see on the replay on the screen too that the gameplay is quite passive. You have to stick to your teammates. You have to stay hidden and far away, hoping that the shells you fling out do something. If Wargaming wanted to make the Mysore just a little more balanced and a little more competitive, I would recommend, as a quick fix, giving it the same reload as the Fiji, just to help the damage output just a little bit. In the right scenarios, however, the Mysore can be a very fun ship to play though. If you select your targets properly and aim well, you can cause a lot of damage quite quickly. And using your crawling smoke generator you can relocate slowly, always staying on the move. The hydro of course helps you in avoiding torpedoes, and a heal is always appreciated when playing in a light cruiser like the Mysore. Playing 2 Mysores together or even 1 Perth and a Mysore could be especially fun, since you can alternate your smoke screens, practically always staying hidden. Would I recommend this ship? You can probably already guess it, but it's a no. And it's a shame, because I really wanted to like this ship. But in most scenarios it just feels handicapped compared to other cruisers. If you want to try the Mysore experience, I'd just recommend getting the tier 7 tech 3 ship, the Fiji. It just feels way better to play and it's free. If you want a Commonwealth ship, then the Perth is quite a nice mid-tier cruiser. I wouldn't of course call it competitive, but it's still quite nice. The only true reason I see on why people would like to have this ship is, well, either they're a collector, or if they are from India or are partly Indian or have some connection to India, like myself. Right, let's focus on the replay. As you guys can see, this is quite a, well, relatively close battle. There's still 5 people left on our team and 4 people left on the enemy team. I have currently done 93k, which is actually quite good for a Mysore game. Usually when I play it, I get around 50k-ish damage. That's usually, of course, when I'm top tier. This battle has, to be quite honest and to be quite fair, been one of the better matches and better rounds where matchmaking has actually kind of blessed us. Well, blessed me. Anyway, I've sped up the footage a little bit because there's there's a whole lot of nothingness going on, and I hope that this game has given you a feel for the Mysore. The Mysore is definitely not the most fast-paced ship, if you catch my drift. Mysore is quite slow in the way that it relies heavily on damage over time. If you manage to stay alive through a game and shoot a bunch of people, then you will definitely find success in the Mysore. As you can see over here, this is a little bit about what I was talking about. This is the Colorado, the tier 7 battleship, and I'm trying to shoot him. But, I mean, while I'm getting some penetrations here and there, as you can see, it's mostly bounces and shatters, and thus it means that, of course, I'm not getting a lot of damage. And I'm starting to speed up now, trying to go to the cap, and as you can see, there is the enemy destroyer. I'm going over there hoping that I might as well shoot it, try to get some decent damage off. But as you can see, here's a salvo. Get one hit. Yeah, my aim is not the best currently. I've definitely my aim has definitely seen better days, but as you can see, when you hit it, you pen it, you get good amounts of damage. And it feels really rewarding, it feels really nice. Almost... no, not quite. Anyway, that happens. I try to reload. I reloaded, but I kinda hesitate at this moment. And someone else gets the kill. Now it's only the Carrier and the Colorado left in this game. And as you can see, I aim, I fire, and let's see how much damage he's broadside, and boom, 7 penetrations. When you manage to hit your shells broadside, let me tell you, you can be... it's just heaven. It feels really, really nice when you manage to get just full penetrations, like 7 penetrations, 7 hits on a broadside target. But as you can see, he has turned the bow in, and the bounces and the ricochets and well, bounces and ricochets are the same. What am I talking about? The bounces and the shatters are back, and oh, he's undetected. Never mind, he just came back. Anyway, I fire more, and from what I know, I think the smoke is going to dissipate in just a second, so I need to just get the most use out of it. He's coming broadside, so I'm just trying to shoot as much. Of course, the reload is extremely slow, but I'm shooting. Let's see. Nice penetrations, good damage, but it's not enough. He's super low health. He's angling his guns at me. He's angling his armor. Oh, there are shells, and... eesh. Yeah, that was basically 80% of my health. I pop my heal, and I'm just trying to get him done for before he manages to reload. And let's see if I manage to get the kill. Do I get the kill? And... yes, I get the kill. Yeah, anyway, let's take a look at the post-game stats. These are the post-game stats. They look quite empty. I did 128k damage, which is from, if I've understood it correctly, it's the second highest damage dealt in the Mysore. So yeah, I have come top 2 in most damage done in this thing. And believe me, that's quite low for a tier 6 cruiser. Of course, maybe, oh well, as the highest it is. Anyway, I managed to get 3 kills, the first blood award, and a few citadel hits. But really, this is it. Don't expect to, like, play aggressive, go into cap, or do anything else. This is what your replay screens are going to look like most of the time. Anyway, I came top 2 on the leaderboard, which is quite nice. I'm surprised that Nelson probably also had a great game. So, yeah, that's it. Anyway, I hope you have had a fantastic day, I hope you will have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!